Have you ever stopped to consider what true pleasure means to you? This question may seem straightforward at first, but peel back the layers and you'll find a world of complexity. Today, we're on a quest to understand the concept of pleasure. Pleasure is a fascinating aspect of human experience. It's that feeling of satisfaction, joy, or delight that makes life worthwhile. Yet the way each of us perceives and chases pleasure can differ greatly. For some it might be the thrill of a roller coaster ride, while for others, it's the quiet contentment of a good book on a rainy day. Often our understanding of pleasure is tied to immediate gratification. That rush we get from a delicious meal, a new purchase, or a well-liked social media post. This is the realm of tangible, materialistic pursuits, the allure of the now that promises instant happiness. But have you noticed how fleeting this type of pleasure can be? How quickly the thrill of the new fades away, leaving us in search of the next high. This chase for pleasure isn't inherently bad, but it's worth pausing to ponder. Is there more to pleasure than this? Could there be deeper, more enduring forms of pleasure that go beyond the immediate and materialistic? Many philosophers and thinkers have grappled with these questions throughout history. They've explored the nature of pleasure, its causes and effects, and its role in a fulfilling life. And one philosophy in particular has placed pleasure at its very core, examining it from every angle and elevating it to a guiding principle of life. This philosophy is hedonism. Hedonism, in its many forms, offers a fascinating lens through which to explore the concept of pleasure. It encourages us to question our assumptions, to look beyond the surface, and to delve deep into what truly brings us joy. Now let's take a deeper dive into a philosophy that places pleasure at the heart of its teachings: hedonism. Hedonism, an age-old philosophy, originated in ancient Greece, but what does it really mean? Let's take a journey back in time to the birth of this fascinating philosophy. Long before the golden arches of fast food or the neon lights of Las Vegas, the concept of hedonism was born in the minds of ancient Greek philosophers. The term hedonism comes from the Greek word hedon, meaning pleasure. It was a philosophy that placed pleasure, both physical and mental, at the center of a good life. The roots of hedonism trace back to the 5th century BCE. The philosopher Aristippus of Cyrene, a pupil of Socrates, is often credited as the pioneer of hedonism. Aristippus proposed that pleasure is the highest good, and should be the ultimate goal of human life. He argued that we should seek immediate gratification and enjoy life to the fullest, as our time here is short and uncertain. Epicurus, another ancient Greek philosopher, later developed his own brand of hedonism. Contrary to popular belief, Epicurus did not advocate for rampant indulgence. Instead, he proposed that the best life is one filled with simple pleasures, like good food, friendship, and philosophical conversation. To Epicurus, the absence of pain and fear was the greatest pleasure of all. These early hedonists were not merely pleasure seekers. They were philosophers who deeply pondered the nature of happiness and the good life. They believed that pleasure, in its many forms, is the key to a fulfilling existence. But it's important to note that hedonism is not just about chasing every fleeting pleasure. It's about recognizing that pleasure in its various forms has intrinsic value. It's about understanding that our pursuit of happiness, our desire for enjoyment, is a fundamental part of being human. Hedonism, then, is the pursuit of pleasure as the ultimate life goal. But is this as straightforward as it sounds? As we will see, hedonism is a complex philosophy with many shades and nuances. It's a philosophy that has evolved over millennia and continues to shape our understanding of happiness and the good life today. Not all pleasures are created equal, and not all hedonists seek the same types of joy. As intriguing as that may sound, it's true. When we talk about hedonism, we're not talking about a one-size-fits-all philosophy. Instead, there are different types of hedonism that people subscribe to, each with its unique perspective on the pursuit of pleasure. Let's begin with ethical hedonism. This philosophy asserts that our fundamental moral obligation is to maximize pleasure. Sounds like a fun responsibility, right? Ethical hedonists believe that actions should be evaluated based on the amount of pleasure they produce. If an action results in more joy than pain, it's considered morally right. This form of hedonism encourages us to seek out experiences that bring happiness, satisfaction, and of course pleasure. It's all about increasing the amount of joy in the world and in our lives. On the other hand, we have psychological hedonism. This philosophy is less about what we should do and more about what we naturally tend to do. Psychological hedonists observe that humans are psychologically constructed in such a way that we exclusively desire pleasure. We are, according to this view, hardwired to seek out joy and avoid pain. This isn't a moral instruction but rather an observation about human behavior. We don't need to be told to seek pleasure, we naturally gravitate towards it. You might be wondering, are these two types of hedonism at odds with each other? Not necessarily. While they approach the pursuit of pleasure from different angles, they both underscore the importance of pleasure in human life. They simply offer different perspectives on why we seek pleasure and how we should go about it. So remember, hedonism isn't just about seeking any kind of pleasure, it's about understanding why we seek pleasure, how we can ethically pursue it, and acknowledging our inherent human tendency to gravitate towards joy. So whether it's the pursuit of physical pleasure or mental satisfaction, hedonism takes many forms. In today's world, where does hedonism fit in? This question may seem simple, but it opens up a vast and intriguing vista into our modern society. Let's delve into it. Hedonism, the pursuit of pleasure and avoidance of pain, has a profound impact on our contemporary world. One of the places it's most visible is in our consumer culture. Every day we're bombarded by advertising messages promising us happiness and satisfaction if we just buy this product or that service. This relentless pursuit of pleasure through consumption is a form of hedonism, but it doesn't stop there. Another aspect of modern life where hedonism reigns is the pursuit of wealth. In many societies, wealth is seen as the ultimate measure of success, the key to a life of pleasure and comfort. People work long hours, often in stressful jobs, to earn more money so they can buy more things, go on exotic vacations, and have experiences that bring them pleasure. Now let's consider personal happiness and self-fulfillment, two more facets of life where hedonism plays a crucial role. In recent years, there's been a shift towards prioritizing personal happiness over societal expectations. We're encouraged to find what makes us happy, to seek out experiences and relationships that bring us joy. This focus on personal happiness and self-fulfillment is a form of hedonism too. However, it's important to remember that hedonism isn't inherently bad or good. It's a philosophy, a way of looking at the world. It can lead to excess and harm, but it can also lead to joy, fulfillment, and a deep appreciation of the pleasures life has to offer. Hedonism is woven into the very fabric of our modern society. It influences how we spend our money, how we work, how we seek happiness, and how we view success. It shapes our values, our desires, and our actions. Hedonism, it seems, is more relevant today than ever before. It's not just a philosophy from ancient times, but a living, breathing part of our contemporary world. So next time you're sipping a delicious coffee, laughing with friends, or just enjoying a beautiful sunset, remember, you're participating in one of the oldest human pursuits, the quest for pleasure. While hedonism champions pleasure, it's important to remember the value of balance. Hedonism, in its essence, is a call to embrace pleasure and avoid pain, a mantra that can be both liberating and enticing. Yet, as with any philosophy or lifestyle, it's crucial to consider its potential pitfalls. Unchecked hedonism may lead us down a slippery slope towards addiction or a loss of sense of purpose. Imagine a life where immediate gratification is the sole pursuit. It may seem appealing at first, with every day a new adventure in pleasure-seeking, but over time this constant chase for the next high can lead to a dependence, a need for more and more to achieve the same level of satisfaction. This is the trap of addiction, a dark corner where hedonism can unintentionally lead. Moreover, an uncontrolled indulgence in pleasure can also result in a loss of purpose. The human spirit yearns for more than just physical or sensory satisfaction. We seek meaning, purpose, and a sense of accomplishment. If we're always chasing the next pleasure, we might neglect these vital aspects of our lives. We might lose sight of our goals, our passions, and the things that truly matter to us. So how do we navigate this? The answer lies in balance. Balance is key in maintaining a healthy relationship with pleasure. While it's perfectly fine to enjoy the good things in life, it's equally important to value other aspects of our existence. Hard work, discipline, resilience. These are all parts of the human experience that hold their own unique forms of satisfaction. They might not always be pleasurable in a traditional sense, but they contribute to our growth and development. In essence, hedonism shouldn't be seen as a carte blanche to abandon all restraint. Instead, it should be viewed as a reminder to appreciate and seek out the joys of life, while also respecting the importance of other facets of our existence. Hedonism, like any philosophy, serves as a guide, not a rulebook. It reminds us of the importance of pleasure in life, but also that pleasure isn't everything. So what can we learn from hedonism? Well, we've taken an enlightening journey today, peeling back layers of this intriguing philosophy. At its core, hedonism values pleasure as the highest good. It's an ideology that encourages us to seek joy and avoid pain. But as we've seen, it's not a one-size-fits-all concept. Different forms of hedonism exist, each with unique interpretations and implementations. From the ancient Cyrenaics who pursued immediate physical gratification to the Epicureans who sought tranquility and freedom from fear, to the modern hedonists who blend pleasure with ethical considerations. We've also explored how hedonism impacts our society, from our personal life choices to our collective cultural trends. It's a philosophy that, like all others, can be used or abused. As we conclude, remember that the pursuit of pleasure is a deeply personal journey. Only you can define what truly brings you joy. Thank you for watching. Remember, the pursuit of pleasure is a personal journey, and only you can define what brings you true joy.